Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rest. In this video, I finally did it. I made the Iron Bear fist build for you guys. I saw a lot of comments saying that they want to see a build like this for me, so I figured I would go on and put this one together. And I'm going to go on and tell you, this is a meme build. Yes, it can perform very well in certain scenarios due to the fact that you're using, the melee ability on Iron Bear. You can't really hit ranged targets that well. So this build is very limited to what it can do. But if it can get in the range of most enemies in the game, you're going to be able to destroy them. Now, this is a little different than my Iron Bear focus build in general. Like I said, I was going to switch this around a little bit to make it more unique, and I think I definitely achieved that. But as always, if you want to try this build out, they are located in my Discord channel if you'd like to download them. Link to the Discord will be in the description. If you're down with the build, enjoy the video, find it helpful in any way, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps me out and our community grow by getting these videos out there for everyone to see. I truly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump right into this weird playstyle. All right, so starting off with the gear, we have an EMP5 for movement speed, a Zets of Eruption, and a Execute for just applying debuffs. You don't need weapons with this build whatsoever, so that is why I'm running these. Again, EMP5 movement speed, Zets of, and Execute just for debuffs if you need them. Now, the Dark Army actually can be a pretty interesting weapon, especially if you have an Incinerate damage focus on it. But as you see, the annoying, we have while Iron Bear is active, Bear Fist damage increased by 300%. So this whole build is obviously involved around Bear Fist, so you're going to have 300% more damage, which is really good. But Dark Army can actually apply Incinerate. If you actually shoot the whole gun and reload, your gun's actually going to start doing the elemental damage that's listed on the card, which obviously is Incinerate on this one. And this can help apply things like running on fumes right here. So whenever you are on Bear Ignite's enemy, basically you do not consume fuel for 6 seconds, which is really, really good for keeping up time with the Bear Fist. Now for the gear, we have a plus ultra right here, which you don't know, essentially just doubles your health. And after X Iron Bear kills increase Iron Bear's cooldown by 30%. Now this anointment can be a little difficult to use with this build because you're not going to really have anything focused on gun damage. It's really, really heavily playing that you're going to be in that mech forever and just punching things. But if you do get out, the Dark Army can kill things slightly, but just be aware that it can be a little difficult if you ever get outside of the mech. Like I said, this is kind of a meme build, but it is pretty fun to play. Also, if you don't know, Moze's health bar essentially correlates to Iron Bear's health. The more health you have, the more armor it's going to have. So that's why the plus ultra is really, really good for this build. Now, the Raging Bear, whenever Iron Bear kills an enemy, it gains decreased fuel usage, and whenever Iron Bear takes damage, it gains decreased damage. This is giving you more axe skill damage, cooldown rate, and max health. Obviously, all those really good. You're going to get more armor. Your axe skill is going to be buffed overall a lot. And this class mod itself is going to be really, really good as well because the fist can drain a lot of fuel. So this is going to keep your fuel usage at a nice rate. And on top of that, whenever you take damage, you're going to get bonus damage, and you're always going to be taking damage because you're at melee range with the Iron Bear. So you're going to always have this increased damage as well. Now for the artifact, this is just a Snowdrift Deathless. The Deathless does not affect anything with Plus Ultra. You're going to have a huge shield with the Plus Ultra though, which is cool because we're going to be focusing heavy on shields in the skill tree to get down to some of the Iron Bear augments. So the Deathless can be good. The Snowdrift obviously, again, movement speed, which is really, really nice. Now this is giving you more area effect damage, max health, axial cooldown rate. Max health's good, axial cooldown rate's good. Air effect damage is kind of whatever, but the artifact doesn't matter too much with the Iron Bear focus build. So it's pissed, use other grenade, applies 20% debuff, and with anoint or grenade throw, weapon grenade and axial damage are increased by 25% for 6 seconds. Pretty good if you ever need to just get into Iron Bear, throw a grenade, get in it, and you're going to be able to kill an enemy really, really easily. Again, to the skills where I can get a little bit wonky. We have 5 points and really big guns, so Iron Bear gets 20% increased damage. This is going to work with the Bear Fist. Then 5 points of biofuel, so we get some health generation when we are in Iron Bear. And whenever we ignite an enemy, you're going to get a little bit more, which is nice for survivability. Now, 3 points of double time, so we get 12% more movement speed. You can run up to enemies faster and punch them. 3 points in explosive fury, so we have a better chance to inflict a status effect, so you can easily proc things like running on fumes, which is good. 5 points and never give you up. So whenever Moze or Iron Bear applies status effect, you get up to 25% fuel return. This is going to help keep you an Iron Bear even longer as well. I have 3 points in Nitro Trinadium Engines. I probably said that wrong. I definitely butchered that. But this is going to give Iron Bear more maximum fuel and axial cooldown rate. Again, you're trying to stay in Iron Bear for a long time, and if you get out, you want to get back in fast. Then 1 point in feature creep, so we get more Iron Bear damage and we get 45% damage resistance, which is really, really good as well because you're going to be taking a lot of damage in Iron Bear. Then we already went over running on fumes, which works really, really well. Now I'm actually going to go over to Shield of Retribution right here. We have 5 points of armor infantry, which is going to give us more gun damage and damage reduction when our shield is up. So again, when we get out, we're going to be really focused on shields to keep us alive, so this is going to be good for that. 1 point security bear, so we get a shield whenever we pop Iron Bear, which can be good for a little bit of tankiness. Then 2 points of selfless vengeance. I kind of had to use this to get down to the bottom. Even with Deathless, if you have 1 health, this will not kill you, which is good, and this will just give you a little bit of damage buff. Now, 3 points of Thermal Line, so we can reserve 60% of our max health and add it to our shields. Again, we're going to have a huge shield because of that. You saw it was like 200,000+ when I went out a second ago. Now, 5 points of that off Ingenuity, so we get 20% more shield recharge rate, 30% more shield, and 47% shock damage resistance. This is also really, really good. It's our main survivability is going to be shields. 47% shock damage resistance is going to be amazing for our shield to not go down. Then 1 point in full cannon whoop ass. So we get 25% shield recharge rate. And when we get in our Iron Bear, our shield automatically starts recharging. Then 3 points and behind the Iron Curtain, so we get more shield recharge rate and a little bit less shield recharge rate. You might be wondering why I don't have any points of desperate measures. For my testing, and I could be wrong, but I did not see any damage increase whatsoever with the Bear Fist augment over here when I had 3 points of this. And yes, I did have Deathless equipped, so I should have been getting the max damage, and it was also working on the other action skills. But when I had Bear Fist equipped, this just would not work. It does say gun damage, so that's probably the reason why. But again, if you want to test this out for yourself and it does work, moving these 3 points over here would be your best option. Now, talking about Bear Fist really quick, again, obviously that's the action skill we're going to be using, but they have Close the Distance, which can actually make your Bear Fist have a little bit of range. Half the time, instead of pulling enemies in, it's just going to outright kill them. But if it is a tankier enemy, it will pull them in. Then you can have something like Shock Hammer to kill them with 1 punch. Shock Hammer is really appealing because obviously you can just spam the melees over and over again, which is good for bossing. But don't sleep on Wild Swing because this actually does a good bit of damage, and you apply an element every single time you punch an enemy. And if you apply Incinerary, you can proc things like running on fumes to keep your Iron Bear up, which is really good. And also things like Shock Hammer are going to drastically reduce your fuel over things like Wild Swing. So it's just whatever you want to run. Obviously, for bossing, I think Shock Hammer is going to be the best, so you can just keep punching them over and over again. But if you're just doing some simple mobbing, try Wild Swing out and Close the Distance so you can kill some ranged targets. Now, getting over to Demolitionist Woman, I have 3 points in Deadline, so now when we kill an enemy, we're going to get some fuel return, and we have 30% less fuel drain. Really, really good as well to stay in Iron Bear for a long time. I have 2 points of Grizzle, so whenever we kill an enemy, our Iron Bear gets a little bit more cooldown. Again, we're trying to get back in this Iron Bear as fast as possible because this is our main form of damage. Then 3 points of Stainless Steel Bear to get more maximum fuel, Iron Bear armor, and Iron Bear damage. Again, overall really good for just helping our Iron Bear out. We will have our class mod equipped, which is going to buff things like Deadlines up to 5 and Stainless Steel Bear up to 6. And then in the last tree, Bottomless Mags, we have 5 points of Cloud Lead because I need to get down to the bottom. 1 point in Daka Bear again because I need to get down to the bottom, but this can be fun if you play co-op. 1 point in Redistribution. This can give you a little bit of ammo regeneration, which is nice, but this is more so I need to get down to the bottom skill. 3 points of Stoked Embers to get more Incinerary damage. This can be good if you apply Incinerary effects. 5 points of Scorching RPMs to increase our fire rate, critical hit damage, and Iron Bear damage. This does work with Bear Fist, so 25% more damage for that is going to be nice. And then finally, 1 point in Specialist Bear, so we get 60% more Iron Bear damage if we ever use 2 of the same axe skills, which again, obviously is going to be Bear Fist. And that is it. That is going to be it for this meme-tastic build. We're going to be really, really focused on just increasing our damage with the Bear Fist. And this is pretty much the best way you can do it in her skill tree, in my opinion. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, don't expect to be able to get through literally everything in the game. On something like Grave Ward, it can be very difficult to hit him because obviously he's floating in the air. And this is a very, very up and close range build. But if you guys would like to see a more, ranged Iron Bear build, I do have a Iron Bear focus build on my channel. I will link that in the description, but this is definitely just more on the fun gimmicky side. I also know a lot of you guys have just wanting to see more fun builds, so I hope this suffices on top of everybody also just wanting to see a Bear Fist build. This can be super fun, but trust me, you're going to be doing single target damage a lot more than at clear. And if you use something like the railgun, you're going to be doing single target and at clear with one shot clearing whole rooms. This is going to be very, very limited to just killing one enemy at a time, so you have to get used to that. But if you enjoy this sort of play style, this is definitely going to be a great build for you. But let me know what you guys think about this build in the comments below. Let me know what you would change, if you would change anything. And also, if you have any more build recommendations like this one, be sure to drop them down there as well. But I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.